Phoenix, these heroes are oftentimes kind of like doing their own thing, farming up, and then joining team fights. If you look at a Razor, he's just farming. Sven's just farming. So they might be in a situation, you wrapped it up with a Timbersaw, who this hero doesn't have a stun. He doesn't have anyone to really stun heroes for him either, so he can do damage. So you really have to just do well in your laning stage, and if it looks good, it's going to look good. But if things start going bad, their plan B is going to be almost non-existent.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight quickly that this is a tree and protector draft that you're playing, so it's all about cutting the trees or protecting the trees. So Hector, gotta be careful, because this is what the opposing team usually does. They're gonna jump on you, and they're gonna look for first blood straight off of Hector, and Ty gonna take it as well. Oh, I've seen this story a million times, that when you've got the tree and protector, that team will go to protect the lane trees where he's going, and that leads into a kill, and off of the TB out of all things. That's a good start.
They don't call him the tree and protector for nothing. He's definitely going to protect his trees, as they do end up getting the first blood there. And
that's my
unfortunately, that did go to Taiga. That's not particularly the hero they wanted on. They would have loved to have that on, especially the mid laner, if RCY could have got it. Yep. But good enough, I suppose. At least if they do die in the laning stage, they won't give away the first blood. And maybe Taiga can buy something with this that will have some value.
On the courier, he's got an extra salve and an extra mango. So
okay, some more regen. Maybe it'll make the difference. He can tank a bit more hits here and trade more efficiently. But he has no trees. A little bit annoying to be the treeless tree and protector.
That surely is. And actually the Earth Spirit, we saw Gunnar there for a moment just kicking around with one Stone Remnant, destroying multiple trees out of the way. So that does make Taiga's lane a lot harder now. Still,
does indeed.
Gonna have to work with the best that you have at hand. And of course that right-click damage, the 94. That is very high, so Mirana gotta keep her distance. And looking at this mid matchup, you already mentioned, this is not easy for Gunnar.
It is definitely not going to be a lane in which we expect Gunnar to win here. RCY should have free farm, and the question is, what can they do to the Timbersaw once he starts getting to that level 6 range and starts kicking Gunnar out of the lane? And that's when it starts to get a little bit scary here. But luckily for Gunnar, he is playing a hero that once he can no longer lane, he can make rotations on the map. So maybe this is going to be a game where you just dodge the Timbersaw for some time, as it usually is the case. And what can you do on the side lanes in return?
Yeah, like this. Doom wants to get off to a good start in the lane. You want to get that experience racked up early. Sven's still going to be pushing this wave pretty actively. At least push it away. Make sure that the Doom's going to have to farm under the tower. Then Sven can look at those side camps. You've got the Phoenix with Fire Spirits that will help out cleaning those easy camps, for example, if you want to take that route and just amplify your farm early. That also means that they can abandon that top lane fairly early, stack up the jungle, get this Sven as big as possible. And now they want to do something similar, except minus the stacking part, maybe. Hector with this TB, it's a bit harder without the cleave. You're not doing as much damage, but you've got your illusions to push out on waves, and when they have like at least 2 items, like the, say, you have Dragon Lance, you have Power Treads, I think the illusions are strong enough to start farming some of those camps.
Yeah, especially on Radiant, you get that mana regen, which is what Terrorblade loves for farming, to keep popping out those illusions. So whether he wins or loses the lane doesn't particularly matter. He will get his farm at the end of the day. That's just what the hero does. And Moo, I really like seeing Moo playing heroes like Doom, because you know when you're talking about Sunlight, is he a mid, or is he an off laner, is he a carry? He couldn't really figure it out with Rustle, right? Moo has been a similar situation in his career. It's like, am I a carry player? Am I an offlaner? Maybe I'm just a greedy offlaner, but I'm not quite a carry player because I'm not greedy enough to be a carry. So playing these like kind of greedy offlane heroes really fits perfectly for how he just naturally plays the game.
Yeah, Moo has discovered a new role in the game. He's just a laner.
Just a laner.
Not a mid laner, not an off laner, not a safe laner, just a laner.
He just likes winning his lane and getting farm. This is what Moo likes.
Sometimes it's easy to keep things easy and simple. That's what I wanted to say.
Right. Unlike that sentence. As a cookie is available, and they're using Scorched Earth just to zone. So what I've noticed so far is they've used meta on the bot lane to just kind of like farm. And on the top lane, they're kind of using Scorched Earth to farm either, but they're losing 3 lanes right now.
trying onto Hector right now in the bottom lane. He's got a lot of sticks and a lot of fairy fires, so they'll do as much harass as they possibly can. Also, Mirana taking a bit of a beating there from Sunlight's right clicks, already hitting for 130 with that plus 71 on static link. Do another repeat of that. That was actually a pretty easy connection.
Oh, he missed
at the same time with Nature Scraps.
He used a leap charge to try and block the big camp, but failed to do so. So this Mirana only has one leap charge, as this does have a 52-second cooldown per charge. It is actually a big deal, especially when you are playing against build. I think they're going to concede this bot lane very soon. If I'm Hector, it's like, okay, this lane is not going to get any easier for sure. And Yamsen uses another leap charge as Gunnar in the mid lane, getting spammed by that whirling death there. As a strength hero, you do take lots of damage.
Level 3 really stings. It's a 6.5 second cooldown as well, so RCY can happily spam it quite a lot. He can do 5 casts before he's out of mana. Even as a bottle charge and an extra mango, and 1 more minute until the power rune is going to be spawning. Top lane, Husky going to get hit by the cookie from Moo. Husky very low as well. Blood grenade coming out, but Samson coming in to rescue. Wants to finish off this Doom. He's got a plenty of armor though. And it's just a bit of zoning play at this point as Husky dives away. Sammy Boy stun available. Could he get this kill? Maybe he's actually got this one. Sammy Boy takes the second kill for Wildcard. And in the bottom lane, also brawling against Hector. Yamsen going to be zoning them out. Slowing down Taiga, slowing down Sunlight with that reflection from the TB.
That's another meta used just to help him get CS, and he's still not winning the lane. Typically, you see whenever this TB pops a meta, it's getting a kill with the reflection on top of it. But I guess with a Mirana as your position 5, their kill threat is very limited unless you can manage to hit some like random arrow, but that is far from reliable.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing at this level.
And now we got these supports moving in. Yamsen coming to help out Gunnar. And of course, Lelis is here, so it's just Husky and RCY. Arrow flying in. RCY going to get stunned up, but the rune is on the top half. It's a DD. Lelis is going to be guarding. Taiga gets a kill onto Hector with no supports around. And maybe even Gunnar falling. Husky looking for the solo kill, and Gunnar just needs a little bit more. The Fairy Fire and the last connection from the Fire Spirits. It's enough. He will lose his life to Lelis, but Gunnar down, and RCY, he will take this lane.
By the way, it is a Timber favored matchup, but we kind of went into it, how good RCY's laning is. I think the more surprising thing here is that he has 15 denies on this Timber Saw. That is so many denies. As you're coming back now as an Earth Spirit, you kind of want to make a play, but you're only level 5. You'd love to be level 6 right now and make a rotation and potentially kill some Razor or something on the side lane, but without that available, it's not going to happen, as we do see a quick replay of the terribly
just run him down,
getting slain in the back lanes there.
Yamsen wanted to go for the Wisdom Rune, but he will die, and a leap charge as well just as he dies, so that's a bit of a waste. Rotten way to die.
I don't know how Nouns is keeping the gold advantage so close. They are losing all 3 lanes. And mid is pretty much a disaster. Bot lane's kind of a disaster. I guess this Doom is doing pretty well.
It's the 10 CS on Lelis.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Lelis is doing well, I suppose, here.
Yeah, Yamsen arrowing the camps as well, sticking up or keeping up with experience, getting a bit of extra gold going their way. I mean, I guess the support gold, it's not a lot, but it's something that's going their way. Plus, like you said, the Doom. Like, even if it's a 1-point devour, it's still an extra.
Hector has a Diffusal Blade queued up. Not your everyday Terrorblade item here. I wonder what the idea behind this is.
I like that because Sven's real tools are, you know, gap closing, popping most of your abilities already. You can maybe afford 1 or 2 Storm Hammers and you're out of mana. You have to fight versus a Diffusal Blade TV pre-BKB, and all you do is just run around with your ult and you're getting slowed by the active and your mana getting burnt away. So I actually like this. It's not every day you get to see a Diffusal on the TB, but the times I have seen it happen, it means that this hero is going to be participating early with the team. And I guess now also need that. They've got good late game in this draft, but their early game, it's not looking good at all.
It's definitely a risky play because this item, I mean, if you're looking at the Disperser later in the game, it's going to be great this game, playing against the Treant, right? That extra Dispel. But you can also get that from Manta. It's not going to be as fast of a farming item as Manta, but as you mentioned, it'll bring more aggression to the table. And that's going to be the question. Is that what they need? Do they need aggression from the Terrorblade, or do they need him to just farm and hit critical mass? Because Diffusal Blade is not an item that gives you any HP. So
True.
You are going to be very squishy with this item, but you will do a lot of damage.
Even the glass cannon side of things. It's kind of like when we've seen some of the Arc Warden players. Like, I remember in the last patch, like Tour 2, for example, we saw a lot of those active rotations move. Got the Doom connection onto the Phoenix. And there goes Husky, but also Moo looks to go down as a result of that. So kill for RCY with the rotation. Bottom lane, also a bit of a scuffle going on. Yamsen and Gunner helping out Hector as Taiga and Sunlight got the jump on them.
Definitely worth it there.
Oh, Hector's alone. They all left. He's all by himself. This could be big. They've got Yamsen coming in, though. And there's a Sunder that they actually recognize that he could be turning around with a Sunder. And he's trying to get it, too. He's low on HP. Yamsen is almost dead. Taiga, there's the Mortimer's kisses. The mortars flying in. And Taiga slowly burning.
Oh,
but nice jukes. Very good jukes. Still goes down to Lilith with the shotgun. But Samson going on forward. They've got the TP from Gunner. Hector still in the front line. No Metamorph, but look at how big this TB is in the front. He's not even scared. Sunlight does get the link on top of Gunner. Stunt does connect onto the TV. RCY. No Sunder this time. And there goes Hector. Saro does catch RCY mid-timber chain. And Samson on the run. He's on the chase. No stun available. RCY going for the slow. Gunner just dropping down more magnetized remnants down onto the ground. Sammy Boy, nice dodge there. Would have taken a lot of damage with that tower hitting him at the same time. So they get the TB. Both teams also using their glyphs.
Yeah, I mean, fairly good trade there for Wildcard. Of course, during this time, you did bring your...
Oh, they went straight on him again.
Right? Ooh.
TP in mid. Instantly willing to jump him.
Yeah, I mean... Hector did get the Sunder off, which did result in 1 kill, but the thing about Hector's build right now is because he got the early point in Sunder, this isn't your fast farming TB build. This is definitely going to be a little bit slower because you don't have more points in that illusion. So, very interesting choice.
3-7, 11 minutes in, and just the 1k lead for Wildcard, despite 3 kills on Hector's TB. And he's not that far behind in net worth as you might imagine in this case. A lot of carry players will probably be sitting at like somewhere between 3 and 3.5k net worth and just have like, oh, my game is awful.
And he does pivot away from the Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, can't go for it anymore.
Yeah, it's just going straight into that Dragon Lance and then into the Manta. More sensible option, I think. Less
well, especially at this point, like you're so far behind that if you want to participate with a Diffusal Blade when your opponents are already getting stronger, it's a
you're probably going to grief the game.
Yeah.
He just needs to be full recovery. Just hit creeps, farm it up, join the fights that you know you can win. You don't want to like force anything.
Wildcard off to a strong start, Yamsen. Good jump by Taiga, but Lelis is also here. Misses the cookie stun, tries to go for the TP, but the arrow's going to be there. Gunner is also here.
Oh, what a juke
there from Taiga. Pops the ult, but it's not going to be enough. Gunner still gets the roll out in time.
Yeah, it didn't cancel the roll because then I believe the invulnerability change makes it so roll can't be stopped once you're in it.
And they smoked up. They will reveal the Moonlight Shadow as Yamsen stayed for a D ward. Moo is also camping in the trees, waiting for an opportunity to arise to jump on Sammy Boy, but he's already got 1700 HP, and this Doom's only level 8, so he's not going to be a threat to him.
Now that I think about it, this is kind of like the good old days. Husky, POS 5 with Sammy Boy carry, the 4 Zoomers days.
Does it bring a tear to your eye?
Kind of just like a random piece of history there, but...
I was thinking like, you're just like, oh, my boys, I'm so proud.
No, it's just like, Sammy Boy carry, and I was like, oh, Husky. It's like, oh, wow. I remember that 4 Zoomers roster. Husky was playing 5, Sammy Boy carry.
Yeah.
Really not super relevant to what's happening right now, but you're welcome.
Ocean is no longer in the team, so...
True. That's the missing piece.
Left in the past. What do nouns want to do right now? Just, you know, just farm up on Hector, obviously, but what about the rest of them?
Gunner wants to get kills. Snapfire wants to get kills. Miranda wants to get kills. The other two want to hit creeps. So we'll probably see some strange dynamic of those three running around together as we do see a smoke popped by nouns looking for a kill, while Moo and Hector are going to just be farming it up. Will it be good enough? That's going to be the question.
Very tanky targets, almost all of them on the side of Wildcard. The easiest kill right now is the Treant Protector, and that's also 1200 HP going straight into the triangle. Gunner.
I mean, he's on the high ground as a Treant. You don't expect this, do you?
Oh,
there's a ward. Never mind, you expect it.
Found him. On the money.
Not necessarily the best spot for a Treant to be on top of, like, a mountain. But
looks like
he gets punished for it. Easy D ward, though. He's like, hey, guys, there's a ward there for sure. So he gave us life for a ward. He'll be back in 15 seconds. Really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, almost equal in the gold trade as well, getting the amount of D ward compared to the bounty picked up off of Tiger's head.
Space, right? For sure.
Lining up the Octarine on the Doom. Still working on the Manta here for the TB.
Yeah,
I haven't really looked too much at Sammy Boy. He wants to go for the blink pretty early here.
Yeah, we haven't looked at Sammy Boy or Sunlight very much, but I do like what Sunlight's doing here. Talked about yesterday the Razor build. Of course, this is an off-lane Razor, but he's only getting 2 points on the static link, getting the Storm Surge so he can farm faster. Not only the movement speed, but just the proc itself on the creeps. Hits 3 targets, helps you farm faster. And obviously, static link doesn't help you farm very much. It's kind of like a fighting spell. Yeah. But he realizes you're not going to be fighting for a long time on this Razor because his link targets are pretty much a TB, but TB's not going to come out of the woodwork.
They're not in the game right now.
Yeah.
Somewhere else. Gonna have to suffice with hitting creeps.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, we've kind of hit this kind of stale moment here because we only saw that one rotation come out from the nouns trio. Everybody else is just hitting creeps, waiting for items to come up. We might even see another 2-3 minutes of just pause, but Gunner
both
would
teams
like
are happy with this because you have. Even if you want to make a play on Wildcard, you really can't. We talked about the limitations of the draft, right? As they're going to go on the stun fight.
Oh, that's a lot of targets here. But Moo also showing up. The Doom is onto the Razor. Mortimer's Kiss is flying in. Tyga's going to be dropping. RCY. A bit too late for the party here. Going to get stunned up as well. Here comes the Sven, though. They've got the Egg placed down as well. Yaps straight directly wants to destroy it. Hector down already. Egg's going to get destroyed. And Samson going to be going onto the front line. RCY forcing Moo away with Sunlight. Low HP. Going for that teleport out. Gunner trying to roll in for the interruption. But no, the TP goes through. Gunner's roll does get interrupted, however, and now he will lose his life. And Sammy Boy still chasing Yamsa, but he's a bit too far away. Lelis also teleports out. That's a costly trade for nouns. 2 supports for 2 other cores.
That one was on a knife's edge there. Sammy Boy gets a double stun. He pretty much just solo killed Hector there, by the way. But Hector, he was in a position where he almost got Sunder off mid-animation, but Sammy Boy, that last right-click finishes him off. If he gets that Sunder off, that might be a different fight. As a replay will kind of show you here what's going to happen. It's going to be a long, drawn-out fight, of course, as we do start going on the Treant Protector, but eventually you're going to see this Sven come in from the side here. Hector, he's not full HP, and this is probably the difference maker of why he died. He goes in, 1, 2, 3, Sunder... mid-animation, doesn't get it off. If that happens, we're looking at a different fight here as everyone is completely low on Wildcard Gaming. Meanwhile, story of the game, kind of Taiga just pushing lanes out and dying. Or sitting on high grounds, I guess, and dying. But Taiga's just kind of been like the sacrifice.
Yeah, trying to get some information for the team at least, where they're potentially moving around on the map. But that is another kill going their way for the side of nouns after Gunner, Hector both just died in the previous engagement. Look for
and these are
they can get.
Honestly, like you look at it, it's like a tree and why you feed in type of situation, but he's doing the best thing he can do for his team, and that is actually dying, unironically, because they don't have anything to do in this game but hit creeps. That's pretty much the situation. And he's doing the important thing to allow his team to continue to hit creeps. And if you can't make plays, you can't gank, what can you do? Just push aggressively, get information, as you mentioned, and that's exactly what he's doing. So these deaths are not bad by any means by Taiga. He's making his deaths, or he's getting information to the point so his cores can keep farming.
Yeah, continue farming. Seems like the theme for the game currently. Nothing's going to be changing too much out of that for the next few minutes. I said that maybe we get 2 or 3 minutes of peace, but we did get an actual team fight. And now Sunlight asserting a bit of dominance here in the bottom lane. Sammyboy was willing to help him out.
We will see as
TP's in mid. Husky goes for the D-ward, still gets caught by the arrow. He might be in trouble. Lelis, he already used the cookie early, but that arrow duration is long. He pops the egg, he drops the egg, and Taiga coming up with a 3-man overgrowth, and here's the rest of Wildcard. They will finish off Gunner, and maybe even more. Let's see if they can find another target. There's a hexed up Mirana running away with the piggy pull, and that tower is now left defenseless. Perfect timing from Taiga.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
that blink dagger. That shiny new blink dagger coming off, showing why this combo is so strong. Pre-BKBs, pre-mantas, pre-dispersers, pre-satanics. Of course, there's a lot of things that can purge it, but until you get those items, the overgrowth is very powerful.
And we saw that. They were comfortable enough to kill off Husky there. He pops the egg just in like enough range to be interesting enough for them to like, oh, let's destroy this egg. And then Taiga out of nowhere.
From downtown.
From downtown, indeed. Downtown Texas.
Taiga from Texas, huh? I like that.
I don't know. It's the only thing. I think everyone always, when they talk...
Yeah.
What other accents are there in America?
There's a lot.
Tell me something. You don't have to imitate.
I mean, I don't know. There's like the New York accents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the southern one, New Orleans.
So they're like the posh
Brits,
Brits, right? The New Yorkers are kind of like the Londoners.
I don't know if that's how I would describe it. I don't have like a way to like compare them to, but they definitely have their own accents.
Right. It's always good to have a bit of
Californians do too.
Yeah, it's always good to have a bit of America history lessons as well, to, to educate the audience what this Dota region is really about,
True.
The embodiment.
The New Yorkers are New Yorkers.
New Yorkers. It's not coffee, it's coffee.
Oh. Yep. All right, we got Gunner going to the top lane here.
Hey, that's hype.
It might be.
What is he up to here? Level 12, 2 points now on Magnetize. Husky on his sights. He's got Doom. Far away, Husky's already out. Another Vessel charge burnt, and uh-oh. Tiger did catch him again with a blink. Oh, he got both of them. He got Moo as well.
Okay.
Both rooted up on the spot, and Moo's gonna get caught. And the roll-in from Gunner. He's like, I'm gonna help you, bro. You're not my support, but you're my friend. But this friend, he's gonna be left for dead. And Sunlight, out of all things, shows up from this outpost, only to catch Gunner, and he's given up on life. Tries to roll out of the edge of the map, but still, well, he's gonna buy some time, make some space, but...
This looks so funny. Like, what is this? What is this play? Why is he going off the map and back in?
You gonna go again? Oh.
He's gonna die after a bit of a spectacle there of rolling off the map 3 times and then coming back in.
Yeah, a bit of almost a half a minute chase there at least, so you could say space created, but it's still 2 cores going down on the side of nouns. Wildcard will value those above an entire creep wave anytime.
You know what the best item is on Sven versus Terrorblade in the late game?
Sven versus Terrorblade. I'd say Abyssal Blade.
That is incorrect. Do you have any more guesses?
In a minute. Arrow connects onto Razor. RCY coming up onto Moo. Moo being chased up here down to half HP. Has Doom available, but no damage output from his teammates. Nobody there to help him out. He only just got killed. And now he's killed again. That's
I mean, you can probably...
nice laugh.
You probably... I can give you 20 guesses and you'll probably be wrong 20 times.
Yeah.
It's really not obvious. Nobody does it, but I got the secret sauce. So if you want to beat Terrorblade as Sven, which you talked about this matchup being bad, this Gunner, he's gonna take some harassment. Sammy was just gonna farm, probably take the gate, get out of there. But the best item as a Sven versus Terrorblade in the ultra late game is actually Revenant's Brooch. That item is super good versus Terrorblade as a Sven. It gives you magical damage, so you bypass all of Sven or this Terrorblade's armor, and you literally 4-shot him if you have like some Daedalus as well on top of it. We don't get to see it too much, and it's just kind of like a random fact of I've played this matchup a lot.
That's actually true, yeah, because you do magic damage, like
and you can crit, and you're a hero like Sven who you get 5 charges, all right, of magic damage. Each hit hits hard.
Yeah,
it's actually a very good
makes a lot of sense, actually, yeah, because I've been thinking about like Revenant's Brooch on heroes like Muerta and stuff like that. Are there like more of nerfs towards the hero because of the damage output changing, like some of the source of the damage changes to something else? But when you think about it, TV usually having somewhere between 40 to 50 armor, you don't have to worry about all that armor that this hero's really made out of. You're absolutely right.
I know I'm right.
I know you're right.
I don't need your affirmation. I'm just giving you a fact here.
And that's the right way to do it as well. I was just thinking Abyssal Blade to, like, you know, timing against Sunders and stuff like that. You know, that. Because usually Terrorblades fall to crowd control. Like, you've got these low HP TB slowly. Okay, this is my Sunder time. Oh, I got hit by stun. Oh, there's another stun. Guys, I can't do anything.
Well, you also, what else Revenant's Brooch does for you is it gives you True Strike. So even if you have a Butterfly on TB, you bypass that.
Very good item.
So it's kind of like your MKB slash, you know, pure damage item. I don't know, Sammy Boy probably doesn't know. Not many people know about this, but it might come into play. We'll see. It's definitely an ultra late game item because this matchup without it is actually unplayable for Sven. And that's why Theorycraft was like, I just can't beat TBs in the late game. Like, it feels hopeless. Because as you mentioned, he has like 50 armor, evasion. You don't want to buy MKB. I jump on him. Sven's a very committal hero. May not come into play in this game, but we'll see if it does.
Well, let's see how much this wildcard lead is going to lead into. Do they have the experience required to close out the game? Because currently, just looking at the stat board, Sunlight, RCY, Samson, all the 3 cores unkilled this game. 0 deaths. That's the big difference maker right now between these two teams, that none of the cores have been killed on the side of wildcard.
Yeah, I mean, the gold lead is surprisingly low, but you have to keep in mind, this is Octarine minus...
Does the prop. Again, Taiga, 2-man with that Blink Overgrowth. One of them gets dispelled. Gunner force-staffed a bit to safety. And they have not popped their Metamorph yet. Now they will. Taiga going to be caught. He's already spent all of his abilities, though. And they used quite a lot for this kill. Egg, though, does stun the rest of them. They're on retreat on the side of Wildcard. No Sven around. And he's only now just joining in the fray. Still 5v4. Hector and the rest put their attentions towards that mid-tier 1.
RCY has nearly 5,000 gold just sitting on him right now. So I don't know why he is so under-farmed with high net worth. He's just not spending his money right now. Deciding he went into Octarine core, now realizing maybe Sheepstick's the way to go. And I think Sheepstick is the way to go because they can't really start fights. Taiga with the Overgrowth is great, and at some point Sammy's going to go in with a Blink and a Stun, which is also great. But it's not enough. Having one more source of initiation, especially if you're frontlining, is great. And Sven is not the type of hero that... He doesn't want to blindly initiate, right? You want to lock onto the target you want to kill, and you need vision to do that. And Timbersaw is a great hero of getting heroes to like kind of pop out from their hiding and allow them to be seen, as Sammy will go ahead and end up kill Yamsun there. Gives him the
Kills
tip.
his whole teammate. Gives the tip as well.
Well,
you're out for a reason.
did Yamsun play with Sammy? They might have at some point. I don't remember.
Yeah. Could be. Maybe I should be looking at Husky more than Yamsun, but still.
Yeah, I mean, if Husky ends up killing Yamsun and there's a tip that comes out, you know that one's personal.
Yeah, that's a personal one. But yeah, that one came straight from the heart, at least. From Sammy Boy. But we know a lot of things that he says, a lot of things that he does, they all come straight from the bottom of his heart.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yamsun was on Wildcard, right?
Yep.
I think he was. hard to remember. These NA
Yeah,
players.
it's hard to remember. Like these players, these NA players, you know,
Yeah.
all over the place.
You can't say that you're not NA. I can.
Yamson was on Wildcard, indeed.
Yeah, no, he was. And then Nouns picked him up, right?
That's the one. Had to fact check myself. Taiga following Moo. Sunlight's here. RCY is also joining in, but they will let him go. Moonlight Shadow.
That's a completed hex, by the way. RCY uses that 5,000 gold to freshly buy out a full hex here. See what he can do with this. Game is really slowed down. They just want to give this TB as much time as possible, as Hector has a Butterfly and a Hurricane Pike in his sights with already the Manta, BKB, and Scotty available. Very farmed. And I believe around this timing when this Butterfly gets completed is going to be where Sven is going to kind of feel capped out.
Oh, Sammy boys, time to get your necklace, time to find your brooch.
He's not going to do it. I've never seen anyone buy that item on Sven but me.
He is quite alone here. You've got Gunnar already scouting ahead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, now he knows. What about the rest of the team? No calls going in right now. They're protecting mid. Now they're just going to smoke up. But by the time they're going to get here, Nouns is already out. Moo's like, yeah, there's creeps to be hit. They also realize the same thing. They're all out of there. Smoke's going to be late, and a DD in the top half of the river for somebody to be picked up. That could be huge.
What's going to be huge is when K1 finishes the Butterfly on top of the Elven tunic.
Oh, okay. Well, they found themselves Hector in the mid lane. BKB popped right away.
Huh.
And an instant egg. Egg soaks the arrow, though. And Sunlight picks up the DD. So, that's an ulti for a BKB.
Yeah, a little bit. Hector might be a little flustered there. No reason to truly BKB there, right? Your only stun is going to be from a Treant or a Stormhammer, which are not instant stuns. So, kind of panic a little bit. So that's kind of a window now where you have no BKB.
Gunnar went in. Gunnar went in. He's surrounded by enemies. He just rolled
You don't want to do that.
into the one he did not want to meet, and that's Samson and RCY.
And that's no buyback either. And guess you died right in front of your base. That's
This is
an
huge
opening.
for Wildcard. This is a big key for them to just march to the high ground, force out the glyph, look for a lane of racks. Sammy Boy still has about 10 seconds left on that ulti. He's at least going to... Well, not even worry about the tier 3 tower at this point. Just wants to bully Lelis a bit there. There's a tier 3, and they've even got the time. But the Doom comes out from Moo. He's going to be fighting in the front. Mortimer's Kiss is going to be flying in as well. Burning out. But that BKB on Sunlight, he isn't really flustered about what's happening right now. But he's 800 HP. He's going to need some help in a matter of time. In a matter of moments, at least. Gunnar, again rolling in. He's going to find another connection onto Taiga. He did drop the overgrowth a bit earlier there, but not too much effect coming out of that. Phoenix getting killed. Razor getting killed. Triple for Mr. K1 Hector. Gunnar, he's not done yet. He wants RCY.
Maybe he should be. I don't know what his plan is here.
This Octarine core rolling around, trying to get the attention of RCY, but he's still retreating.
Wow, I feel like Taiga made such a good play to sacrifice him there, but the moment of hesitation where Sunlight turns back, it's like maybe we can fight, actually get some killed. Talked about it before, when your supports die for you, just let them die, and you're going to see through the replay here. Good buyback here. The Doom changes, we'll talk about that in a second. Kind of why this hero is a bit nerfed, but it's going to be a long, drawn-out fight, but Gunnar's buyback here really just forces him back, and you're going to see Taiga try to sacrifice himself in 1 second. It's like, okay, I'm in the back here, let's go. Sunlight turns around, maybe I can help. That split moment hesitation allows K1 to be in range to get that reflection off to continue that chase there and allow them to get that triple kill. So well worth the buyback there.
Yeah, and they already got so many items on the side of this Nouns team that basically the moment he drops the overgrowth, we see instant mantas being popped. Some feels like some heroes felt like they didn't even get hit by it at all. It was between 4 heroes, and they all just kept on running right after, so it didn't really even stop them at all.
Yeah, and one thing I forgot until I just saw there is like Doom is no longer that like crippling hero. It's just when you doom someone,
Is it crippled?
you can still use items. However, you can no longer lifesteal or be healed when you are doomed. So that is kind of like interesting. You don't lifesteal anymore if you are on the Sven. You cannot be healed by the Phoenix, but he can pop his BKB and run away if he wants to.
I'm very curious about that. At least that does hurt heroes like Sven because they rely on fast attack speed, heavy damage output, and that's their survivability for extra lifesteal and whatnot. And when you don't get that, the only option is run.
And Sammy boy, I'm disappointed. He's going MKB.
Oh, he sees an easy way out, so MKB a classic. We'll go for that. However, nouns are going to be smoking up the entire team. Moo. Looks like he also got smoked up there.
Dire's top tower.
The whole team is now
Mercer is
moving.
queued up for K1 now. No one cares about the diffusal part anymore. They made this item like some ultra late game item where it's like, yeah, I guess I'll get a late game diffusal blade.
RCY,
Something
that's a
you would
good
have never done
target.
before.
He was holding the gem as well. He doesn't want to give that one away.
No, he
when
needs
they're
the bag.
they're
He's
still
got
holding
the
up the Aegis
gem.
and the cheese. Like, those are two pretty big items to have on your team if you want to force out a team fight. But if it starts with RCY dying, dropping the gem, well, that's not a good beginning. But he does manage to get out.
Yeah, RCY's been pretty silent this game. We haven't seen a lot from him, but I'm impressed with how he's playing this late game situation. He's not dying randomly on the map. His positioning seems to be good. He's fitting in really well with this team. Though that last fight that happened on the high ground, a bit of a throw, I would say. But it's still a pretty close game, nonetheless. I think this Terrorblade, though, however, is getting to the point where he's hard to deal with. We did talk about the Razor and the Sven being in the pick order back-to-back and then getting countered by that TB immediately. Brings up the question, was that the correct choice? Are you going to be able to deal with this hero in some way? And the response to the Terrorblade was RCY's hero in the Timbersaw, and at this point, Timbersaw doesn't really do much to the Terrorblade. They're going to have to get on top of the TB and somehow chain stun him. But if he's allowed to get right clicks in the back on TB, you're going to see what happened in the last fight. He's going to end up with like some triple kill or just doing a lot of damage. Potentially, we can see some rampages here from Hector. He definitely has the stage set for him to do a lot in this game.
Could be one of those. I mean, Gunner already had the double, almost triple rampage at the end of the series.
Oh, they doomed him
They
here.
found themselves a good target. That's Sammy Boy. He will BKB himself up, but he's already softened up, so he cannot participate in the fight. The Vessel's going to be hurting him as well. And RCY, pummeled by Hector. Lelis getting the connection there with a stun, preventing the Timbersaw from escaping, but he's not taking any damage right now. Also becoming the cheese. He could just go back in. Hector's BKB about to run out. Sunlight right in the middle of the fight as well. Egg's going to be thrown right into the middle of the battle. They cannot focus the Egg. They're going to finish off Gunner. He's down. Egg stun onto 2. And Wildcard still standing their ground. That cheese given allows RCY to now charge in, and Sammy Boy can also return into the fray. Blink is ready in 1 second. Who does he go for? They actually jump on him, and the refresher, another doom, and now he's in trouble. Sammy Boy about to drop. He is down. Nouns with that refresher used there, able to surprise Sammy Boy completely off guard. Husky's the next target to be focused on, tries to sunray himself away. Taiga's also dropping to Moo, almost getting that kill. And Lelis, he is in the river, helping out with this Husky kill. Taiga going down. Arrow flying in, RCY doesn't get caught by it. But Sammy Boy, he got caught by everything. He got caught with his pants down.
I mean, he just got double doomed there. It still feels bad to get doomed as a carry, especially if you get doomed twice, and they don't really have any
Look at Hector's
Lincoln
damage.
spheres. Yeah, of course. The Terrorblade,
Exactly like you
he's
said.
out of control.
Exactly like you said. He's got to do like massive amounts of kills. Well, he did 10,000 damage that team fight.
Yeah, if you don't disable this guy, he's going to kill everyone. But the real star of that last team fight was Moo, getting that refresh orb. I think that was just delivered to him as well on the courier. So Sammy Boy probably just didn't expect it. But this game's getting harder and harder for Sammy Boy to carry. He's going to have to rely a lot on Sunlight, who has the Aegis, by the way. Wasn't able to use it, so that's why he ran in there. And Sammy Boy just didn't have inventory spaces to just hold the Aegis. But really good fight yet again. And the patience now. You know, they've been turtling for a long time on Nouns, just farming on Doom, farming on the Terrorblade, waiting for this investment to pay out, and the time has come. They're ready. The Terrorblade is ready. The Doom is ready, and they're strong. Double Doom available. Bots 2 on Doom. Terrorblade now has his Butterfly available, as well as the Disperser coming out in a second. They're massive.
Of course, that's going to put Wildcard in a pretty difficult position now, because this is where the late game oriented lineup for Nouns, it starts to shine. We already saw that. Moose Doom, he did not have that refresher earlier on in his inventory, so it was delivered to him mid-fight. So perfect timing. And of course, this Terrorblade is already 4,000 HP. And Hector, he wasn't even in real trouble that last team fight. Of course, he had to reposition a lot, but it was everybody else soaking up the attention. Gunnar has to play the sacrificial role. We saw Gunnar was so far behind from the rest of them. He was basically, oh, not even in the fight. He was past the fight already. But he's like, guys, someone's got to do this job. Someone's got to keep them at bay, keep them spread a bit, so you guys have an opening.
Yeah, and we saw like Laylis in this fight just spamming Lotus Orbs and Solar Crest on Hector there, making sure that you can't really go on him, because if you hex him, you're hexing yourself, which means you can't hurt him. Sven, he's going to return the stun on himself, so Sammy Boy didn't want to throw the stun. Just everything for Hector, as per usual.
And it has worked so far for Nouns. The wins that they've had have been playing around Hector. 30,000 net worth in the making, 6K ahead of the Sven now. And that's just going to continue increasing, even with Sammy Boy, with just one singular death. And that was from that last fight. RCY, he's the only unkilled player on the server.
That is kind of crazy, actually.
He has
Sammy
not been a
Boy
victim of Timber Saw
out.
syndrome. No power
Definitely has not
been. RCY.
And it's kind of funny, because like Timber clearly isn't a hero that he plays a ton of. And I mentioned that just purely on his Dota Plus level, and I know on his other heroes he has high Dota Plus level. And when you're looking like these pub stars that are coming out, that's kind of like the best measurement you have. Most of their games played are through the pubs, not really in custom lobbies or in competitive matches. Not quite yet. I mean, at this point he might be playing more competitive matches than clubs. However,
oh, they found
not really
someone in the top lane. It's Moo.
That's a good target here too.
Instant BKB TP out. He's gone.
Yep, Boots of Travel level 2, 2-second teleport channel time. So he's just out. And he TP'd right to Sammy Boy, and he's gonna get doomed in the face.
Yep, and he's gonna pay for that. Hector metamorph right away, hexed up by RCY, blinks to the side, forcing out move, and here goes Gunnar. Gunnar rolling in again, playing that role of just getting the attention off from Wildcard. And we'll pop out the glyph.
And when Sammy comes back, he's just going to get doomed again, as Moo pops his refresher for that one to have Doom available.
Yeah, and he does not have God Strength available either. So this Tier 2 tower's history.
That could have been disastrous, though. It almost feels like you need your own refresher on Sammy, because every time he is popping the BKB, he can safely disengage. But you only have one BKB, and there's 2 Dooms. How do you solve this problem? Aegis, refresher, kill Doom first. Those are kind of like the 3 things I'm looking at.
Yep. He just usually is the one to solve that issue, but it's a one-trick pony.
And the Aegis will not be in the hands.
Not at all. And that's an Axe Blessing as well, instead of a Refresher Orb this time. So we might even get to
nice
see
for Hector.
A pretty big upgrade for one of the Nouns heroes. Yeah.
I mean, Hector will take it. Just have that, not only the fear, but that extra additional metamorphosis for skirmishing.
Aiga. Oh, he's found them.
Oh, they'll take a freebie.
There goes Mortimus. Gonna have to fight without the tree, and I'm not even sure if they want to fight anymore. Okay, he buys back. That's a call for Nouns. We gotta rush this Roshan, and we're gonna get this one.
But they could fight potentially with the vision advantage if
Gunnar
they
got
get
the
it.
axe. Gunnar got the axe, so he's got the enchant remnant now.
Okay.
Wildcard stacked up, ready, full to go. Terrorblade in the lane. It's the holder of the Aegis. Already got the link in the head. He's going to be out there as well. They can get a good start of damage here for Sunlight. And at the same time, SammyBoy jumping the back line, going for Lilith. The Snapfire is going to be taking a lot of damage. But look at Taiga. Again, a beautiful ulti. But is it going to be enough for them this time? Sven, again, going to be doomed up by Moo. He's got himself on his sides. But Sunlight trying to hunt Hector down. And Hector falls. There's the Aegis down. Still has Sunder. Has BKB. Has Metamorph in 15 seconds. But he needs to survive for that long. Hex coming out as well. Stun connecting. They are stacking their stuns. And the BKB comes out from TB. Husky on the side. Sunlight still throwing these right clicks. Moo trying to do as much work as he can. Still has a BKB. Hector going to be dropping the Sunder coming out. Sunlight's going to be dropping low. Moo's going to be dropping low as well. But they can't get these kills. Not just quite yet. Hector turns around. Wants to get the Sven. Wants to punish SammyBoy. Yamsun's falling low. And there goes Sammy. There goes Moo. There goes Husky. Hector still stands his ground. Yamsun's going to be pummeled away by Taiga and by RCY. And Sunlight, they're chasing Gunnar right now. Again, the same cliff movement. But the TP, he should be able to get out. Yes, he will. Just out of distance from RCY with the Hex.
Think of the craziness of these fights. Think about the buybacks. Think of everything that's happening in this game, and think about how RCY still hasn't died yet. How is this possible?
606. Oh, yeah, that was a dive back on the Doom as well. SammyBoy bought back into the fight. Sunlight also doing 10,000 damage on this Razor.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of, in a lot of ways, ignored throughout the fight. As they had bigger fish to fry. As Sammy's just taking a lot of the, pretty much everything from the down squad. Yep. Every Doom is on him, which is giving Sunlight kind of just free roam in these fights to do what he wants.
And they know he's out. Oh,
on
Hector. Hector going to be hexed up, but he's going to be safe. Just a bit of poke coming out there. Forcing out the Glyph as well. Want to utilize this God Strength. Mortimer's Kisses flying in. SammyBoy, Sunlight going to be taking some hits here, but that's a lot of misses.
They know there's no Doom. That's been the thorn in SammyBoy's side this entire game.
Finally gets to play the game in the eyes of SammyBoy at least. And there falls the melee racks and the mid-tier 3. Bit of structural damage dealt on the side of Nouns.
Still a gold lead here for Nouns. However, this Doom having no buyback for the next 6 minutes is going to create more openings if they can win that fight. That's a big if, though, because that last fight, Moo did Doom Sammy, but he was kind of like on an island by himself. Ideally, they want to be playing around this Metamorphosis, around this Terrorblade, but that fight was too split up, and Moo got kind of left on an island there, catching him to get this death into a buyback, leaving that window available for Wildcard to end up getting just one melee Rax and a tier 3. Not the biggest deal, honestly. Terrorblade doesn't mind pushing these lanes out. Can do it quite easily. It's all going to be about the team fights execution from here on out.
Yeah, that pretty much. Oh, they're so tanky on the side of Nouns as well, so these fights take forever. And even Gunnar's now also amassed a nice 3,500 HP on this Earth Spirit. You've got 4K on TB. You've got just below 4K on this Doom. When we talked about Wildcard in the early game, like, yeah, their lowest HP hero is like 1,300 HP, and everybody else is like almost 2K. And now it feels like Nouns has the more tankier heroes, and Wildcard, it needs to sustain fights long enough to just, you know, deal more damage and go through them. And we did not see Sven build it, but look at Sunlight's quick buy. Revenant's Brute is on its way.
There you go. That is definitely not the hero I expected it from, as you do get 5 hits only. And Razor's a hero that doesn't attack very hard, but he attacks pretty fast.
But he attacks the TD, at least.
I guess, yeah. I mean, maybe it's the right choice. I don't know.
I guess it's all about the timing, then, that he pops it at the right moment. Well, I think it's just going to be a wait for Moo to get his buyback, and same for Samson. So it's going to be a bit of a farm for now, unless somebody finds an opening.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm very curious to see this Revenant's Brooch and Razor, because maybe when he gets a full static link, we'll see some type of like change with that. But what I really want to talk about now is kind of like we've reached the ultra late game, pretty much, or close to it. It's just late game. Let's put it late game. I don't know how to label it exactly. I said the ultra late game is 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Or is that just like not even Dota anymore? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the late game.
Okay, we're in the late game right now.
Yeah.
And then the late game, we get level 25 talents. And RCY, he's already got his online. He's got the double chakram. That one's very scary to have. But I think the big one to look at is going to be Sunlight's level 25 25, sitting at level 23 right now, is he's going to get static link, steals attack speed, on top of stealing damage. So taking that attack speed away from the Terrorblade could be absolutely massive.
Yeah. And it's a long duration debuff too. We're talking
It is indeed.
18 seconds debuff. So that duration of reduced attack speed. Ugh.
And Hector, I don't know if this talent it always matters a little bit, but it's kind of not like game breaking, just more duration on Metamorphosis, as we might see a fight breaking out here with the Vision.
Vision has
They
been
go to
given.
this high ground.
Sunlight's in the front. Moo was right on the edge
Whoever
of the
wants
stairs.
the enemy high ground loses, I think.
Well, they're in there, and they go. Lelis is going to be targeted right away. RCY onto Yamsen, but they both survive. Taiga, once again, tries to be the man of the hour. RCY is the one getting doomed this time, so Samson's going to make it work. Gunner, he's low on HP. Hector also getting forced away from the high ground. Gunner surviving, nobody dead yet. And here comes the one of his kisses. The barrage is coming out from Lelis, but Hector... He will go down, but RCY dies as well. TB instant buyback. And so does RCY. He's finally been killed. It took 49 minutes for the youngster to drop this game, but it's finally been done by nouns.
And he instantly buys back, as well as the Terrorblade. What is so important about this fight for everyone to buy back? I am not fully getting it, as Roshan is not even possible to respawn. And they should know that. Why did they buy back? I am so confused. Did they see the potential fight breaking out? That must be it.
Very
Either
likely.
way, no buyback on RCY, no buyback on Hector. Really yields pretty much nothing as a result of their buybacks, other than putting it on cooldown and leaving potential openings.
Terrorblade wants more armor. Wants an AC. Very interesting.
That's fair. I mean, most of the damage is coming from this Razor at this point and Sven. And honestly, most of it's actually just Razor. He's doing a lot of damage with this MKB. He decided not to go for Revenant's Brooch. I'm glad he did not go for that item. Went for MKB instead. The only hero that should buy Revenant's Brooch is the Sven. It's not too late, Sammy. Sell your treads, get Daedalus. Sell your MKB, get Revenant's Brooch.
Yeah, just more. The more brooches, the better.
You can be the one who two-shots Sven,
You can
or
be
the
the brooch.
TB. You can.
Be one with the
Yeah.
brooch.
I mean, it's even better now. Like, there's an AC on TB. Like,
How does
more
Taiga
armor.
get in this fight with the rest of the team? He's got nowhere to TP to. A long way to walk with brown boots, sir.
He'll walk with the trees.
One with the trees as well. Well, they've got good vision placed down here. Sammy Boy still under the cover of the smoke. Oh, the timing. Pings are coming out, actually. And here goes Moo. Got to be caught up by Samson. And a good start of the fight here for Wildcard. Great pickoff. 100 seconds, no doom. He's got buyback in 20 seconds.
Yeah. Still an opening, though. They did use Supernova and Root, but there's a refresher on Taiga to have. Okay, there's a refresher on both of them. We have a refresher on the Phoenix and the Treant Protector now, so double Root, double Egg.
Hey.
Supports are starting to get scary.
And this
What
is
do we
like-
have the equivalent of?
Taiga really needed that refresher because you've got one round of dispels and you don't get a second one anymore. Might
Well,
as well
sort
just,
of.
ult,
Doom-
refresher, ult might just be the way to go for Taiga.
If you look at Doom's currently selected creep to Devour, he's got the Purge creep, so he can remove as many of those as he wants on a 5-second cooldown.
3-second cooldown even. But yeah,
Oh yeah, 2.3-second cooldown.
but
Okay,
that's
sorry.
like if that overgrowth comes out, it's basically just one dispel.
Yeah, I was
still
looking
gonna
at the
keep,
duration, 5 seconds.
It will still keep other people held in place. Maybe that's what Taiga's thinking. Or he could just save the other ult for another time once those BKBs have worn off. But they're keeping an eye open on Roche. 20 seconds. And they have the position for it. I don't think Wildcard needs to leave this area. They can just stick around.
They definitely can. Surprised Moo wasn't going for the pack leader aura to help that.
They're not
TB
waiting,
do
actually.
the more damage.
Sunlight.
He's got bots
Sammy's
too.
shown on the
They're just
lane.
timing
Fighting the illusion. Gunner rolling in. Does get the vessel connection, and the silence is there. That's about it. Here goes Sunlight. A bit of poke
Moonlight?
there. They already popped the Moonlight Shadow as well. Roshan, he's back home. Another Axe Blessing. No shards. Protect.
Okay,
Oh, Taiga.
they
Taiga's
found
found. It's a
Taiga.
great start for Nouns. They've got Taiga. And he's gone. He's not going to be returning to this fight at all. 80 seconds dead. Sunlight Mantis just before the Doom connects from Moo. But he's going to get caught inside a rock, and he's pushed back in. What are you going to do? Surrounded by enemies? Well, he's doomed up now, but they're actually winning this fight. Sunder panicked on Lelis. Hector down! So is Sunlight. He does come with the buyback, but there's no TB for 1 minute, for 2 minutes even. Sven, low on HP, still doomed up, and Gunner trying to snipe him. Arrow flying in. They might just get him. Yes, they do. Sammy Boy, he's got his buyback back, though. He's returning to the fray. Gunner rolling away, trying to get his some distance, but RCY says no. No TV for 100 seconds.
Yeah, there's no buyback, and he has a cooldown, and they know he has a cooldown. We talked about the last fight. Hector choosing the buyback, RCY choosing the buyback, leading to a window here. And this is it. 3 minutes, no buyback, Hector. What can you do with this as Sammy Boy instantly buys back?
And they can't get Megas. They can't get Megas. It's 2 lanes of racks. Try Throne or back.
I don't know
And
if
Throne's the call.
is
Throne's the call right now. Or they got
risky.
the Earth Spirit. They got the Earth Spirit, but there's still no TB. And they know TB is not returning. They gotta play this super carefully. They want it. They really want it. They feel like this is probably Sammy's going back and forth. I don't know, guys. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. Hex up onto the Doom. He's already recovered from that. Very short duration move. Going in for the quick blink onto Sunlight. Forces himself away. Tier 4 almost down. More flamethrowers coming in. Sammy Boy pops himself to Godstrike. 40 seconds for the TB to return. Glyph already used. Wildcard. They've got all 5 members. Taiga, he's almost here. 1 tier 4 down. The other one being focused on as well. Moose still holding on to the front line. Yamson, they've got Gunner. He rolls in. The arrow will connect onto Razor because the Mortis Kiss is flying in. They want to take this Sunlight. Razor down. It's all over HP, but no! He's going to be able to run out. Moose still in the front, and he's trying to keep themselves alive at least a little bit longer. 20 seconds for the TB, but Moo's going to be dropping, and Moo, he does have a buyback. He's going to be able to return. Wildcard, they're going to be super careful now. They're low on HP. They're going to lose Sunlight. They might even lose more. RCY
no
trying to fight back, but they will lose Sven. Sammy Boy, dieback imminent. RCY, he's also going to be taken away, and now smack the hell out of them as they take 4 inside their own base. They hold and keep the game, and now we could be going coast to coast, Fear.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching, like you're in like a river or the ocean, and you see a shark in there, and you just see some guy just on a boat come by and just like jump into the ocean when there's shark infested waters. That was not a good idea. I just knew disaster was about to strike. Like, how did they think that was going to work? They're trying to end the game. Yeah, there's no buyback on Hector, but you have no buybacks, and you know that these heroes have buybacks from Nouns. You can't commit on buildings like this, and now you just... All right, let's just double check the timers. 40 seconds cooldown for Timber. 5-minute cooldown.
They're not being given that time.
It's GG.
They're not being given that time, really. They're focusing on the tier 4s right away. Hector pummeling away on the buildings. They know there's no Sven. They know there's no Razor. Egg already popped down. Taiga getting jumped on here as he's trying to buy some time, trying to make some space, but he's out. He will buy back, but they also lost Husky. And Husky's done for 100 saying at this game, it looks like it's done for. These buybacks, whatever they have, whatever they're coming off cooldown, it's not enough. GG, Nouns. Oh man, the moment they saw Wildcard's gonna extend their visit in their base, I think that was a sigh of relief.
Yeah.